What's going on, everybody? I am Brittany, aka the Curly Kid, and today I'm going to be talking about postgraduate depression. It is a real thing, okay? And many of us are really going through this right now, or didn't know this thing was really a real thing. One of those things where it's like, oh, that's not gonna happen to me, or I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be cool. The gag is, shout out to my girl Kiki Palmer, we're like this. JK, only in my head, but seriously though, post-grad depression is such a real thing, and it didn't really click until a few months after graduation. So today I'm gonna be just putting my feedback out there, you know, some things that helped me, some things that are helping me now get through this hump in life, like during this stage, because again, people, it is a real thing. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about 3 points that I'm just going to hit on. Just some things that I wish I would have known or that I'm experiencing right now. So we're just going to like jump right into it, okay? Alright, so point 1, the warning. Did anybody warn you about, you know, post-grad depression or experiencing, you know, a mix of emotions after graduation? No. Okay. Well, I only heard about this maybe like once or twice, and I read up about it from a blog post. Her name is Adriana, and it was her post. I'll try to link that below, the post that I read. And it was just like, it was like a taboo thing. I don't know, because you already know mental health is really not a thing that's talked about. Alright, so for me, this didn't really hit me until after graduation, like a month or two. So I graduated this past December in 2017, and that whole month was a lit month for me. I'm not even gonna lie, like I enjoyed myself basking in the success of, girl, you just graduated, you got that degree, let's do it, turned up, yes, I did, responsibly. I went on like a little college tour. I will let my friend Felicia coin that. I just went out of town, had fun, hung out with my friends. It was just a good month. December was a lit month for me. Yes. And then my mindset was like, okay, you know, these next few couple of months, I'm gonna just dedicate that to me, do things that I wanna do. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop. Good, great, actually. Well, that didn't go as planned. So for me, the next couple of months, January comes by, cool, chill, enjoy my apartment space, just chilling, taking it, you know, recovering, cool. February comes by, I'm good, you know, it's just like, oh, did like maybe literally like maybe 2 or 3 apps, wasn't really putting much effort, that's a problem. March comes. The beginning of March, I get in a car accident, and I talk about this a little bit in a few videos back. But literally for me, that was just like a downward spiral. Like it was like one bad thing after another bad thing, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, what am I doing with life? I was so pissed off, and I was just so sad. I was just through. And to me, it just felt like I had a series of unfortunate events just happening throughout that whole month. I called it March Madness. It wasn't for no basketball either. So that was pretty much the start of my depression, because it was like I had no transportation. I couldn't really move around as much as I could. So what job would want somebody who is hurt? You know, it was just like, that's my whole other spiel. Let's move on to the next point. Alright, so point number 2, the move back. So this may happen for some people, but I ended up having to move back home, and it was just like a shock. It was just like I ended up subleasing it, and that was a whole situation in that. So I moved back home, and moving back home has its benefits. Don't get me wrong, like it really does. You can save money, you can spend time with your family, people who you haven't seen and everything, and you know, get your coin up and everything, you know, get yourself together before you move on to the next. It's like I was so used to being by myself and coming and going as I pleased, you know, and doing what I had to do, and then it was just like, okay, I'm back home, now what? You know, like, now what? Like, I was getting depressed because of that. It was like, that was slowly starting to get to me, like, you're now I bet, kid, like, you don't have your own place. I mean, which is cool. But then it was like going back and forth, like pros, cons, con, pro, con, pro. And so moving back home for me was okay. I'm not gonna lie. At first it was okay. Lately it's just been like I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't. Like, I felt so boxed in because my space, I loved my own space. I absolutely loved it. I could create what I wanted to. I can do what I wanted to do there. I set it up how I wanted to. I was happy with my space. So it was just like returning back home, coming back to the bird's nest. It was really a shock. And that's kind of like, it was kind of like the feeling I felt freshman year when you stayed on campus when I was in my dorm, came back home to visit, and it was just like, I forgot I was staying by myself. Blah, blah, blah. I come back home, it's like, oh, I forgot I wasn't with my mama. You know, I wasn't with them, so I was on my own. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but it was just like that freedom of coming and going, you know, for anything. So it was just like definitely that shock. So it's just different, and it was just like I started to just resent being home. Like I would always be like, somebody come get me and just let's go to the park. I don't care, like I need to go outside because I'm just like trying to keep myself busy or keep myself doing something and everything. So in the comments below, like let me know, like, is for you, how has been coming back to the bird's nest and everything? How's that been for you if you experienced that and everything? Alright, so the third point, the what's next. Like, what's next for everybody? Like, what's next for you after all this? That feeling of not really being certain or not knowing what's coming up in my future, you know, it can be very, very scary, to say the least. It can be very scary. You're pretty much figuring out what the heck you want to do. You know, it's just like, where do I go now? Because sometimes you may feel a shift of, this is what I want to do, but I want to go this route, or I want to do this now. You know, finding now what you're about to do next, because that for me has brought forth anxiety. I've had many anxiety attacks, and I will have like a breakdown. I will have an anxiety attack in the middle of me doing work, because in my mind I start thinking about, what should I be doing? You know, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, I'm so upset about this. Oh, I'm so frustrated about this. Start dwelling in my sadness, my frustration, and I'm just like, I can't keep doing this. But it's almost like when I think about it, it just happens. To this day that I'm recording this video, I haven't had a panic attack in about 3 weeks, and I'm really happy because, and lately, I do pray. There would be times where I would just pray and cry, because it would just be like, I feel like I've hit bottom, and I feel like from bottom the only way that I can go is up. So for me, it's just been a time of just really trying to find myself, trying to keep pushing myself, trying not to give up when in the inside I want to. I can't give up. Like, I can't quit because of life. Life happens every day. And sometimes I think about it, there are other people who are doing way off than I am. I'm trying to be thankful and just remind myself, like, hey, it will be okay. Easier said than done. I know. Way easier said than done, because I wasn't even thinking like this 2-3 months back. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much all I have for those 3 things. Like the warning, did anybody let you know? Did anybody keep it a buck? 2, moving back home. And just 3, like, that confused moment where it's like, what am I doing with my life? You know, what's going on? What am I here for? Why am I here? Why did this happen to me? All that confusion. I am confusion. That's how I was feeling. That's how I am feeling. So when I'm talking to the camera, to you guys, I'm really talking to myself too, because I'm not 100% okay. But I just feel like sharing this because other people are going through the same thing.